I don't know. Is that where we're jumping to?
Did we long rest?
It's up to you.
Yeah, you guys are looking for a cook, right?
Well then, as we're about to be strolling along, Brett just kind of grins at Kara. As we're strolling, takes out his lute. You know, I've been composing. We've been working together a while. See how you like this. What about you? Oh, Paladin, Paladin, where do you roam? Oh, Paladin, Paladin, far, far from home. Have sword, will, travelry's the card in her hand. A knight in shining armor in a savage land. Her fast blade for hire heeds the calling wind. A soldier of fortune, she is called Paladin. What you think? Accurate? I think it's pretty accurate.
Sure. You repeat the word paladin a lot.
True. But it rhymes well. It rhymes with wind, you know?
Yeah, no. I guess I'm honored.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm just curious if it's accurate or not. I mean, we worked together a while, but I never heard how you became Paladin and gotten here.
I mean, I'm not much of a paladin anymore, I guess. Work for money.
Well, that doesn't mean you're not a paladin. I mean, well, actually, I don't actually know what a paladin does because I am not one, but I mean, seems like paladins travel. Well, wait, are you saying you got kicked out of your order? Or? Actually, I don't
No.
know. Well, then you are a paladin.
Kind of like shrugs, very uncomfortable with this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I just write, I write songs. It's what I do. Anywho,
Maybe you should write a song about kicks.
about what now?
Kicks? We're searching for one.
Cooks.
True. I haven't thought about that one before.
Maybe it'll, like, attract one.
Just put a bear trap outside.
Oh, cookie cook, where are you? Oh, cookie cook, how do you do? I started just walking up to the food carts. Oh, cookie cook.
Cookie cook.
Are there any food carts?
You see some very concerned looks your way.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember that there were food carts and, I mean, obviously they sell produce at that market you went to, yes?
Right. Is there not like a main drag? I imagine food carts is like the food trucks of today. I don't know.
Food carts are very common in the lower district, but up here in the medial, actually not that much.
I mean, how long would it take me to, or take us to walk down to the lower district?
A few hours probably, there and back. But if you were to go to that market, there would probably be some carts around there.
Yeah, sure, I'll try there first. Brett wasn't like that committed to this idea. He just didn't want to cook dinner again tonight.
Yeah, I mean there's a pretty big market for produce and such in the Media district. The one you sent Leah to previously to buy meat.
Okay. I will. I will. What looks good to you, Kara? I don't have any particular taste in food. You see any carts that look good?
I mean, are we just gonna like ask some like person to cook for us, or are we like?
Well, I mean, the way I figured it is we find somebody that maybe got a little down on their luck, maybe is, cooking good food, but is there a food cook? Is there a food cart mafia? Like maybe they got kicked out of the food cart mafia. They don't have the best spot anymore. They're disenfranchised with the franchise.
I don't think that exists.
Oh well. I don't know then. Yeah. Oh my.
Oh god.
It's the popo.
It's the Popo. So you just look for food carts around the.
Yeah, like
Close
looking for
end.
food carts, but maybe one that doesn't look that well established. Like maybe they'd be willing to, like maybe they'd be willing to come and cook for a guild rather than do the food cart thing.
Give me a perception roll.
Both of us, or
Whoever's looking.
I mean, I asked for your help.
yes.
That is a 10.
That is a 6.
A what?
6.
6.
Six. Okay. Oof. Well, I mean, you see a few food carts, Kara. None of them really look that good for you. Usually after, a night of drinking, if you were to look for one, you'd pretty much just look for whoever has, like, meats and such. And even then, you don't really care where that meat comes from, so...
Yeah, the food down here is not good anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
It's not?
No.
Oh.
I mean, some of them look relatively okay. They're not, they don't look like upscale food carts or anything, but there's a few that have some stews and such.
I mean, can I just make the rounds and make conversation with people? Kind of hear if they're... Well, first I'll taste the food, and then kind of see if they're, interested in... Are you really committed to the food cart business, or is it something you just kind of like cooking?
Okay,
Type of
so give me 3 gold
Okay.
as you go around and you order food from these various places, trying here and there,
Sure.
and okay. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing extraordinary. You see 1 or 2 food carts that you can see the ingredients they have in the back, sort of in large like crates, and it doesn't look like it's the highest quality. It looks more like these may have been rejects that people haven't been putting in their stalls, instead selling to these food carts.
And if I inquire more about these couple of shops, what did the
Do you
proprietors...
ask them questions directly, or do you just sort of...
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of
Like,
questions do you ask?
assuming the food's generally okay, And so how'd you get into cooking and such? Is it something you really enjoy, the cart business, or would you ever consider, coming on at like a guild, for example, as a chef?
As you mentioned, the cart business. He squints his eyes at you, and this sort of little bit more slender-looking man, gruffy black beard and relatively long hair. Cart business? No. Used to be a ship cook, but not a lot of business ships these days. Coast isn't safe, so came to
Are we gonna
Polythreme.
hire a pirate?
Oh, heck yeah, I'm about to hire a pirate.
There's only one way to stay out of the lower district, and that's working. So here I am, a shitty food cart, shitty ingredients. How's the food taste?
How does the food taste?
It tastes passable, considering
Wow.
that he's working with lesser ingredients. Probably
You're
the
looking-
best he can do. There's a bit of seasoning missing, that's for sure, but obviously seasoning is kind of a more expensive
Right.
component.
I lean over like the cart, like, would you be interested in a new job?
What kind of job?
Just a cook in a guild?
How much does that pay?
How much does this pay?
He looks at you with like
Oh
some
no.
dejected eyes. Not a lot.
It'll pay more than this.
And you'll have good ingredients. And the camaraderie that you used to on a ship. You see, we're an adventuring guild.
You see him look at his food cart and then look back at the ingredients he has, and he just sort of throws his knife onto the like he slams it sort of into the cutting board in front of him. All right, fuck it, yeah.
Now that's what I like to hear.
How well can you cook carrots?
Oh, he doesn't like them cooked. Likes them raw out of the crate.
That's even
He just sort of looks at you both, not sure if he's supposed to actually chime in on this conversation.
Oh, it's alright. It doesn't matter. Well, yeah, if you're interested, you can start tonight. It's not that far up the road.
Just up the road?
Yeah.
I mean, which place? In
It's the Quartermains, big building. I don't know if you've seen it. I describe kind of where it is.
Okay. Yeah. As you give him the description, he nods and. Alright. It's not a lot to pack up, but I guess I'll stash the cart somewhere.
Oh, I mean, there's some side rooms. You could probably just park it right over by the kitchen. Saying
No, I mean-
tools you need.
No particular attachment to this cart. And you see, this cart is really just large, just wheel cart that's sort of been
Mhm.
converted to that.
I'm afraid I didn't catch your name either.
Oh, it's Ailith.
Ailith, good to meet you, Rhett. And this is Kara.
nods. It's awesome.
It's her you gotta look out for, really. Get some munchies all times. All
Alright.
times a day.
So just 3 a day, or you just let me know before I cook, or like,
Yeah, 3 days seems fine, and then... Oh, I don't know.
Is there like a budget? Do I go out myself and buy stuff, or
Yep, that's what I was figuring, and I
mean,
don't actually. I should know, like Rhett should know what the prices for stuff and what a budget should be, right?
Or you can just talk to the Reginald about it when he
No,
gets-
no, don't. Just talk to me. I'll make sure you get paid.
We're gonna end up with a bunch of carrots.
Yeah. So I mean, quality of ingredients really, kind of the price range is depending on how high quality you want the food to be. Obviously, to Ableton standards would be a bit more, but if it's just something in betweeny,
So I was expecting to pay this man like maybe 15 a week-ish. Is that accurate? 15, 20, I don't know.
Gold?
Yeah, I don't know. Including his pay in that, here's your pay and ingredients out of it, whatever.
I would say, I mean, it really depends on how much you eat at Quartermains.
Okay.
But if you were to eat like 3 meals a day at Quartermains, it would be roughly, because there's 6 of you plus Reginald, would be roughly 3 gold a day. But since you occasionally aren't home, I think 20 gold a week would probably suffice.
Good. So,
Is
I mean,
that
that's...
his pay too, or is that just for the food?
That's for the food.
Okay.
Probably his pay as well, actually. Because that's like tavern prices.
So that's 40 gold a week. Wow.
So that would be included in the work labor would be included.
This guy's gonna be rich. New.
Nyom.
So 20 a week then.
Clarification, is the 20 gold a week covering food and his costs, or
Yes.
20 gold for food and 20 gold for cost?
No, that's both.
Okay. Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Seems reasonable. I'll see if I can't talk Reginald into actually paying him as well. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so it's 20 gold a week for you and all ingredients and such. And then, now of course, we are an adventuring guild, so we get into this and that now and then. So if anybody ever comes to you, you come to me first. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm sure that's the same amount of ship, I suppose. Well, right this way then.
Alright.
I would
You
like.
see him sort of look at his card, and for a moment he looks as if he's going to move it somewhere, but then he just shrugs it, just follows you.
You know I like you already. I guess we return. I don't see any more awkward songs to carry on the way back.
Oh no,
left.
beggar!
Beggar's gone!
Beggar!
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 Whoops!
Oh my god, you're dead!
He abandoned
Whoops.
us!
Oh my god, I'm calling the
My
cops!
bad.
I believe.
Are you okay, Beggar?
Yes, I'm okay.
That really hurt my
The
feelings.
door.
Okay.
You guys head back?
Okay, yeah. So you arrive at Quartermains. And as you do, you sort of hear the hitting of, wood on wood very loudly. As soon as you enter the door, you see just Silay jump past. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I mean, skirt around. Introduce Ailith. Everyone, this will be our new chef, Ailith. Comes to us from the cooking on a ship previous experience, and she'll be taking care of us now. Ailith, the kitchen's right over here.
Sort of
Etc.
just holds up his hands in greeting and
Wait.
Oh, this is the guildmaster, Reginald.
oh,
As you can see, that's the carrot joke.
cook's back. That's good.
So, Reginald, if you can remember to try to pay this man now and then.
Yeah, sure. I've always paid the cook. No. I think, yeah. Mhm.
Right. Anyway, here's the first 20 for this week. Kitchen's fairly well stocked right now, but I figure that'll get us through. I'll hand him 20 gold for his
All right.
week and stuff.
I'll take a look at what there's around here.
Excellent.
Carrots.
Quite roomy.
Mm. I leave.
You what?
I leave.
To do what?
I want to find a magic place. I don't know what else exactly.
What kind of magic place do you look for?
I guess somewhere where I could learn if I can buy stuff that would let me see other planes.
Oh, that's very specific. Or, you know, if it hadn't been for most of the mages of Polythreme up and leaving on their floaty little castle, there would probably be a bunch of places you could go, but magic in Polythreme has become somewhat inaccessible for most people. At least in terms of shops or actual mages.
Do I know if I could accomplish the same effect with a potion?
Give me an intelligence roll. Actually, give me an arcana check.
One. Bitch. Fucking 6.
You do not doubt that there might be a potion like that, but I mean, there are so many potions. It seems very specific to your needs. It would probably be tough to acquire such a potion unless you had it like custom made or something, and even then, you know of few alchemists or actual magical practitioners in the city at the moment. There might be some in the upper district, but obviously the upper district is kind of out of reach for you.
Mm.
The only real college or anything of the sort you know of is a Bard's College that is in the medial district. But
What
whether or
about-
not they could help you, it's obviously questionable.
What about what is his name? Wolford?
You
His
could
name?
certainly ask him.
Okay, well I guess I'll head there then. Back to the manor.
Okay. Do you let the others know that you leave, or?
Yeah, sure.
This is kind of before your long rest, still, by the way.
Oh, I already clicked long rest.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Uh,
out looking for a cook and then just arrived.
I thought thought this was the next day.
Nope.
Ah!
So basically, that's what you like to do first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else anyone would like to do before going to bed?
Nope, nope, nope. I'm good.
Okay. Then you do awaken the next day. I don't remember where anyone was, so I'll just put you in random rooms and you'll first sort yourselves out.
Oh. Ah.
You awaken the next day. You can already hear the doors of the library creak open and Catherine descending the steps. As you hear noise from the other rooms as well.
Kinda like clear my throat. I'm going back to the manor if anyone wants to accompany.
4?
Yesterday I had Reginald identify this compass finder thing, and what he told me is that it is attuned to a soul, but it's not working. Then he mentioned maybe it's on a different plane. So I'm wondering if maybe Wolfwood can maybe make a potion to let me see other planes, though I don't know if that would help.
You have to be careful with that line of conversation.
Where
No.
where was this finder found? I may have missed
It
it.
was in the secret room
Oh,
behind the very expensive painting.
Right, but I mean, we know that the cleansers potentially had something to do with your mentor's untimely demise, and
Potentially.
they're not very keen of extraplanar things.
that is true.
Right, well, I'm heading to my workshop. Till someone needs me otherwise.
I mean, I don't disagree with you on the planar thing, but I know if we did want to head back and follow Ront's advice as well, looking through the various chambers at your headquarters.
Teron's chamber. I don't know when the best time to do that would be.
I don't know. I'd say you know better than us.
Do I know if there's like a particular time of day where Teron's the busiest and not in the order hall?
Give me an insight. The DC is 18.
Whoa! I'm gonna fail. Haha. Yeah, that's a fail.
You know that he's quite busy, but there's not really a schedule that you can think of that he would adhere to.
So one of us could distract him, ask him like, or request to ask more questions, and then the others could.
Would you be able to think up that many questions?
Have you met me?
Ask him for sparring.
Kara
match.
did yesterday. She couldn't get enough of my
true.
questions. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, he can ask A lot of questions.
Maybe we could ask Rond. There's something coming up. Well,
Yeah.
for now, I want to go see Wolfwood. Unless anyone has a better place to try in mind.
Well, the extra planar. I mean, would I have any ideas about that?
Well, I mean, it's obvious to everyone that the planes exist. It's been a pretty big thing, the reconnection
Right.
of the planes. But you also know that travel to these planes is very hard. Usually, you'd probably seek out the help of a wizard or some such to even consider tackling such a problem.
But I mean, like, I know people at the Bard College. Would I think possibly that they could help?
Some of the seniors at that college might, but they're definitely not as deep into the arcane as much as their bard lore studies.
Right.
So even though they have some arcane talents, they're not really the forefront of looking into planes or anything planar in particular.
Would I know anything about it?
Well, you might have been looking for such information, especially a way to possibly return. But with you being, barred from some certain resources of the city, spending most of your time in the lower district, resources have been sparse, so not to your knowledge. You are definitely keen on more of the subject, though.
Hmm. So Wolfwood.
Yeah, you return to the manor, and you find it locked.
Is it like really early in the morning or
When do you go there?
a normal morning time?
Yes, you arrive at normal
Yes.
morning time.
Yes.
The door is locked.
When did we get there yesterday?
Around
Yeah.
the same time, but obviously then Grease was expecting you and waiting outside.
Hmm.
We all go. I was gonna say to collect all our party members.
I mean, I was only gonna talk to Wolfwood. Do we need everyone?
Well, no, but it's on the way if we want to head to the headquarters.
True. Rather know more about Terran's, I guess, daily schedule before deciding to plan a robbery.
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds kind of bad.
I mean, is there some other avenue you would like the rest of us to pursue?
Don't know. My current thought process on this finder is maybe because Istavil's resurrection ritual failed. Is it like the soul was broken? Maybe the finder's attuned to the missing.
Reasonable suggestion.
That's
I mean,
all.
honestly, if you don't mind me interjecting, I would assume that if it's attuned to a soul, as you say it's supposed to be, and you also can't find the soul of your mentor, then it's probably connected, and it's probably still attuned to wherever your mentor's soul is.
Right. Just need to figure out why it's not working now.
Well, it's not necessarily not working, it's just at a point where you can't reach it. So, if it's not supposed to detect a soul on a different plane, or if the soul is guarded by some other sort of magic, then it's not going to be able to penetrate that. Magical items have limitations, generally, so it just depends on the functionality of it, depending on if it's actually broken or just simply outside the realms of what it's able to do.
Well, I'm just going by what Reginald said.
If you want, I could take a look at it, but I might not be able to tell you much more than Reginald did.
Sure, feel free. And I'll hand it over.
I'm gonna take 10 minutes to ritually cast Identify on it.
Yeah, much like was already explained, the item seems to be in working order. It doesn't seem like anything, neither the item, neither the material, nor the spell itself is broken in any way. It's just that the needle that is supposed to point somewhere isn't pointing somewhere. You manually also move the needle, and you just sort of push it around, but it never snaps anywhere. It never returns to any position.
So, like, if I move the needle around, it's just gonna move to wherever I move it to.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, it seems about the same. We could definitely look into this if you'd like, but I'm not sure exactly how far it'll take you going down this route. If whatever magics were able to keep her soul hidden away from your order when they attempted to search for it is probably the same thing that's blocking this device here.
Do I know how magically inclined my order is, per se?
Well, it sort of depends on who you ask, I guess. Some of the Reachers are probably more magically inclined, but most of them are more fighters than they are clerics or paladins or anything of that sort.
Do I think we have people in the order capable of, like, interplanar?
Most likely not.
I do not think that's in our skill set.
Like I said, I mean, we could definitely look down this avenue. I'm just not sure how far we'd be able to get. And you'd have to be careful with exactly who you questioned, as we're already on territory that if we ask too many questions, might draw some attention you might not want.
That was kind of my concern with asking Volk for it. Is seems unlikely he'll actually be useful and spreading rumors.
Your order member, I can't recall his name, stated that we should look into Lunacaster's room.
I thought he was talking about searching Terran's office for the...
I believe he said
Both.
to check Lunacaster's room, and then if we're not able to find anything there, to check your headmaster's office. Is that right, Beggar?
Yep.
Oh.
So we could go there, look around. He said that she was rather disorganized or not really good at covering her trail. Might be able to find something there.
Alternatively, we can go straight to the Colors Guild. And he said that, yeah, it would likely be obvious.
I mean, I would assume it's potentially someone we've I haven't met Looncaster before. What do they look like? Do you know?
Do I know
Salona
it?
gave us a like kind of description when she was describing, didn't she?
I never talked to Saluna, so I just don't know.
Well, regardless, she's woman of medium build. At least Catherine would know this much. Medium long, just sort of dark brown hair. Somewhat nondescript, usually runs around in leather armor.
I really like that. How's it about?
You personally have seen Looncaster, so you probably recognize her.
I could probably recognize her if I saw her.
Uh,
Is she a capable fighter?
get all growly in a fight.
I would imagine most of the order does.
Okay, so we had that one encounter with an individual down by the coal miners guild with someone who'd been beating up that one other individual.
Right.
And the one got all feral-like a bit in the fight, and we had found a bit of fur afterwards. Could be the same person. I will attempt to describe this person in specific detail that I likely can remember, and see if that matches up to what Catherine would know, from like details of height to appearance, or what they might be wearing, or
Sound of her voice
weapon
and
choice.
stuff.
In terms of clothing and weapons, it doesn't seem like any of the order, but in terms of physical description, it could line up.
Possibly. Sounds like the equipment might not quite match, but I mean, it's supposed to be undercover, so.
Well, if she's undercover, she might be in a bit of trouble then.
They had been arrested after the fight.
What were they doing again?
There was one individual who they've been beating up in a fight. Some of my companions here decided to interject and stop it, as they were quote-unquote having a conversation. A boat got thrown, a horse got thrown, and then the guard showed up.
What? Wait. A boat and a horse got thrown?
Yes, as they do. So the boat got thrown, the horse got thrown, and then after knocking down one of the others, the guard showed up and broke up the fight. A lot of them were arrested.
Do you know why they were beating the individual?
No. They were having a conversation.
Was there anything odd about the individual?
I mean, they were on the ground, bloodied.
What was odd is that we got invited to work for the Colas Guild directly afterward.
Well, I guess we could check the jail. Might be easier to do that. Search a room, trying not to be found.
Yeah, that's likely true.
What are the guards called again, Beggar?
They don't really have a,
they don't have a name.
particular name. They're
Okay.
just the guards of
Okay,
Polythreme.
I wasn't sure.
I'm a guard with the guard organization. My rank is guard.
Guard is my rank. I mean, so we could go look that way, see if we could get some information, depending on... It's been, what, 2 days since that fight, so they could have been let out. Or they might still be locked up. We could go that avenue, or we could go and investigate at your order and see if they happen to have any clues in her room.
Beggar, are these two places in opposite directions?
Which ones?
Like, I
The
guess
order.
the order and the colors / jail.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Colors Coalition is way down in the lower district. So would probably be the closest jail. There's multiple. There isn't one large prison in Polythreme. It's more multiple smaller ones. And obviously, you'd have to go through the guard to get there. Colors Coalition would probably not be that hard to find. Neither would the Church of the Holy Pyre. But yeah, the closest is obviously the Hall of the Order, which is close to where you are now.
Is the guard cooperative with the order?
You have no clue.
Mm,
Probably not that much. I mean, you know, guardsmen sort of have their own little.
Are they known to accept bribes?
There's probably a lot of corruption going around.
Works for me.
But corruption is always something you have to be kind of careful about. Because if they're already on a payroll of someone higher paying, that could obviously just lead to you being incarcerated.
Oh no. That is not good.
They definitely are on the Colors Guild pay. At least some of them.
How, skill.
We could always go and talk to whoever it was that had offered the position to see if they could give more information on what had happened to the individuals that had been locked up. Or just go straight to the jail, or go and see if we can't figure out what the undercover task was that she'd been given.
I personally would like to, if at all possible, avoid getting caught sneaking and breaking into the order. That would be-
Alright. So did you want to then go straight to the jail or to the coal miners?
How
Could just
close?
ask Soleil.
What?
No one
Could
will. No one will hear me when I sneak in there.
Oh. Hmm.
Just need
I
a distraction.
don't know what to do. I'm not good at this.
Well, how about this? Look, Looncast is very unlikely to be at your headquarters right now, right?
Definitely.
So we can at least check her room real quick, see if there is anything pointing us in a more clear direction.
Yeah, and we
Right.
will see how the situation is, and maybe there's a chance we can get
If
into
we
your
run into
boss's
an
room
issue,
too.
then we'll talk our way out of it, or Rat will.
What? Who?
Alright. The order.
To the
Whoosh.
order.
To the order.